The Badwater Basin is pretty much the closest place to hell anywhere on the planet. It sits 85 metres below sea level, the air temperature here up to 57 degrees. The road through hell, if you're prepared to run it, is 217 kilometres long.
This is it, huh?
This is it. Label!
Call them crazy, but 80 of them are here to run this route through Death Valley, known as Badwater. Not everyone will make it. It's touted as the toughest race on Earth, and 2020 was there because among them is Lisa Tamati.
3, 2, yay!
When Lisa Tamati broke her back at 21, doctors told her to go easy on the running. So since then she's run across the Moroccan Sahara twice, run 170k across the desert in Jordan, and narrowly survived kayaking down the Alaskan Yukon. Crossing the Libyan desert, she damaged her kidneys and all the upper body nerves in her shoulders.
Each time you learn a little bit about what your limits are and how you can cope in certain situations.
Incline.
This woman's limits are pretty much off the scale, but even for her, Badwater is a formidable task. So how do you cope in Death Valley? You train a lot. Exactly how hot it is out here is difficult to explain. It's like having a fan heater on full blast pointed right at your face. We tried to measure the temperature with a thermometer we bought all the way from New Zealand. It got up to 50 degrees Celsius and then it broke. And in this heat, these ultra-endurance athletes are asked to run a seemingly impossible 217 kilometres. Over the course of this race, they'll climb higher than Mount Cook. More people have conquered Mount Everest than have finished this race.
You do it to yourself, you do.
This is a race you can't run on your own. Supplying food, water and pacing advice, ex-husband and Badwater veteran Gerhard, team manager Neil, personal trainer Chris and Sandy Barwick, an ultra-distance world record holder. The air temperature out here is one thing, but the running surface is much, much hotter. It is literally hot enough to fry an egg. Okay, so you wouldn't want to eat it, but it worked.
Mice.
Yeah.
Sandy, some mice. Sandy. Sandy. And water, and water.
It's awesome, this race.
This heat can kill the unprepared. They don't call it Death Valley for nothing.
And I'm slowly coming right now. We're heading up a whopping great path. And that's part of the highs and lows, you know. We just got to try to get through the lows and not chuck it in.
Sun's gone now though.
Sun's gone, I'm still bloody hot.
Without her crew in Death Valley, Lisa would struggle to make the finish line. Pacer Gerhard has run an incredible 150 kilometres of the course, and he wasn't even in the race. But it's the crew back home that got her to the start line to begin with. This little running adventure has cost big bucks, and New Plymouth has rallied round to help.
Good morning to our special guest in studio, Lisa Tamati. How are you?
Good morning, how are you, Eggs?
Oh, I'm feeling good this morning. I get you're feeling good as well, huh?
Yep.
When she's not running superhuman distances, Lisa Tamati designs and makes her own jewellery in a shop she owns with her mum. 14 hours into Badwater, Lisa has her first attempt at sleep.
Right, Neil, lift the seat up. She's going to lie down flat on the arm where she did a massage before, okay?
She lay down for just 15 minutes.
And I've got stones on my shoes.
Then she was up again, at first barely able to walk.
These are the moments where you think, what the hell are you doing? Oh, Jesus.
Can you get
Now I'm freezing in Death Valley.
At night, the sweat on your skin soon turns cold.
If you imagine getting up for work on a Monday morning and just starting jogging or a little bit of walking, and then 2 days later you still possibly haven't got to your destination. On top of that, imagine that you're doing it in your oven. If you imagine doing all of that and climbing Mount Taranaki a couple of times in the middle, then you'll be getting close to what she's been through.
Is she met?
She's different.
From 85 metres below sea level 34 hours ago to the foot of Mount Whitney in arguably one of the toughest finishes in world sport.
Well, she's going to be on a gradient of about 17% at times, and it's going to be another half marathon for her to get to the top.
After having already done 5 marathons, of course.
Already having done 5 marathons.
Shattered but happy at the moment. Time for me that I never thought possible is on the cards if I can hold it together for another 5 hours.
At 2 o'clock in the morning, 38 hours after they started, Team Tamati emerged from the dark 10 hours ahead of what they had hoped.
I did it.
And you blew it right out of the water. You killed it.
Oh, you did it all right, you queen. You're just such a queen.
The prize, no money, no crowds, just a belt buckle.
This is what I wanted to. Check that out.
And the simple personal satisfaction of knowing that she'd knocked the bastard off.
We humans are made, if we're able and healthy, to move. I really think that we need to do sport our whole lives. You know, we live far too sedentary lives nowadays, and we're capable of far more than we think.
This was definitely the most brutal, toughest race that I've done.
It's a 222-kilometer run. It has to be done within 60 hours, crossing the 2 highest notable mountain passes, average altitude of something like 13,000–14,000 feet. The oxygen content can go to as low as 30%. If less oxygen going to your brain, now that's a tough one, because you need that oxygen to stay alive.
I knew I was putting myself out there in this race, but I didn't quite know how much.
I expected heat, I didn't expect the cold, rain or snow.
We all come here to finish, and that's the challenge. Time isn't the issue. It's about finishing. This is an adventure.
I couldn't believe that.
This is something else.
It's everything that an ultramarathon should be. I think it's just incredible.